able to do. This girls team is more of a team this year that we've had in a long time, and that's something I'm really proud of them. So as we go through the girls, we'll just kind of go over kind of some of them, how their careers have gone, some of them have done, and the rest of them how they're just starting. So we're going to go ahead and start with Emma Sanders. Emma's a freshman, and one of the couple freshmen up here, and she was just consistent all year. Came out from the beginning, was able to just be right there with the girls, coming to practice, running hard, just working as hard as she can all the time. She also plays soccer, so we were able to split some time with that. And toward the end of the season, actually was dealing with a knee injury, and unfortunately, I think it hurt her a little bit, time-wise, but not necessarily in workouts and things. So I am super excited for her coming back in the next 3 years to see what she can do. And she ran an amazing time, 3 mile time of 21:36 this season, so really proud of her. All right, next up is Emma Johnson. So we had 3 Emmas on the team this year, and 2 of them are freshmen. And it took me forever to figure out which one was which. But the first thing I found out about Emma is she was a lot more talented than she was letting on. And that what I thought was sometimes was her attitude at me was just her being competitive. She is going to be an outstanding runner over the next 3 years, and there's a lot for her to give us and be a leader on this team as we go forward. She ended up with a couple calf injuries during the middle of the season, so it hurt her ability to progress, but she always wanted to win. She's a fierce competitor, and she does not back down when she's on the course, and that's something that we're always looking for. She had, like I said, outstanding season. Ran 21:59 for 3 miles, ran 22:49 for 5K, and I'm really excited for her to be back. Next up is Caitlin Dale. This is Caitlin's first year running, but she's a sophomore. And unfortunately, she had to have a little surgery during the summer that kept her out the first 6 weeks. But once she was done with that, she came right back and got right back into running. She had run all season, so she was in great shape when she had to stop, but was able to come and not skip a beat. We worked really hard to get her back to where she was, and she progressed throughout the season, just like she had planned. She ended up being our alternate for CIF. She came in, I think was number 4 girl at lead. She's has a ton of potential, and again, with some of these young girls, are going to lead us over the next few years. So she ended up running 21:19 for 3 miles and 22:33 for 5K, and again, I'm really super excited for her. Next up is Sarah Ernie. Sarah's a sophomore, and but also running her first season. She ran track and then decided to continue coming out for cross country. She had a great year for someone who's running cross country for the first time. She was consistently between our 4 and our 6 girl all year, and I'm really looking forward to her development as the season goes. She ran 20:10 as a PR for 3 miles and 20:54 as a PR for 5K. Congratulations. Next up is Emily Waldrop. Emily's a sophomore, and this is her 2nd year running, so she was here last year. And the thing about Emily is all she wants to do is be better. Every day, every workout, everything she tries is how can I be better? How can I go, not necessarily win, but how can I be better today? And again, this has been a great group of girls to work with this year because that's kind of what they want to do. Most of them, all the time, all they want to do is be better. And that's going to carry over for track and her next 2 years running. She jumped into the top 7 this year after not being even on the lead team last year. Was consistent, was always there, had really only 1 bad race, and had an amazing season. And I'm really looking forward to her next 2 years. She ended up running 20:24 for 3 miles and 21:42 for 5K. Next up is Melina. Melina is a junior. She's been running all 3 years. She does not run track, so she's one of those people who doesn't benefit from coming out and getting the distance time in. She plays lacrosse, and then she's apparently a stud at lacrosse. So I always plays almost all the games, all the time. She comes out and always wants to be better as well. Always working hard, and she puts a lot of pressure on herself to be better. And sometimes all it takes is she needs to believe in herself a little bit, and when she does, every good thing's happened. She did the last race trying to get herself a spot at lead, get her varsity spot back, and she was able to do that. She ran 21:38 for 3 miles and a 23-minute PR for 23-minute time for a 5K, which was a PR from last year. So she had a standing year, and I'm looking forward to her senior year next year. Okay, next up is Dana. Dana is also a junior, and she won't tell you this, but she had a pretty good season this year. She had a 15-second PR in the 5K, and she ran better kind of as the season went. But we're kind of still waiting for her to have that breakthrough race and kind of get back to where we expect her to be. So I'm looking forward to track season and having her come out, work hard over the summer, next summer, and have a really, really good senior year. So she ended up running 19:07 for 3 miles and a 20:16 time for the 5K. That was PR. Next up is Allie Short. Now, Allie was thinking about not running cross country because she didn't really have a great finish to last cross country season, and it carried over into track. And I told her, give me one race, and if you don't run faster than that one race, fine, you can quit. And then she ran faster in that first race, and she said, you know what, I didn't even think I was running that fast, so I think I can handle more racing. And I'm really, really happy she stayed out. The season didn't end as well as we wanted it to. Wasn't definitely not bad as last year, but she got sick, and that sickness kind of carried over, and she wasn't the only one dealing with it, but it kind of affected her ability to run the way she wanted to. But the thing about Allie is the most positive, upbeat person who's always trying to find something good in everything. And having her out here with the team has made, I think, us a better girls team, and I really think she has a really amazing influence on even the younger girls. So I am looking forward to an amazing track season, her coming back out next year and having a great finish to her senior year. Next up is Isabella. Isabella's a sophomore, but it's her first year running. I'm not really sure what coached her to come out, but she's a volleyball player, not really a runner to begin with. But the one thing about her is that she actually likes to run, I feel like. She might not say it, but she wants to come out and be better, and she wants to know how to be better, and she just will come and do whatever it takes to kind of continue to be better, willing to sacrifice and go to volleyball afterwards or miss a volleyball to come and run. And she actually spent the week of leave going to volleyball tryouts and coming back to practice and then racing that week, and so willing to just really do whatever it takes to be successful. As a first year runner, she just had an outstanding year. She worked her way up all season to finally get that spot at the end. And I'm just really excited, hopefully, that she can come back and run a little bit of track and definitely cross country next year. But she ran 21:52 PR for 3 miles and 22:47 PR for 5K. All right, next up is Jenna Kim. Jenna has an outstanding year. She was first team all-league, 10th at CIF. She raised number 3 time, double arch history at the state meet. She's CIF school record holder, 1852. She ran number 2 all-time time at Mahoney Park league. She just had an outstanding year. Something just clicked the last maybe 3 or 4 races of the season where she went from not just running, but really racing and really wanting it. Just had an outstanding season. She ran PRs of 18:43 for 3 miles and 19:37 for 5K, and I am super happy she's coming back next year for her senior. Next up is Ritu. Ritu is a 4-year senior in all 4 years. She is an amazingly hard worker and has not been able to really stay healthy every year, all 4 years, but has come back every time and has given everything she has to be able to be as successful as she can be. We're going to miss having her out. She ran 24:03 for 3 miles this year and 25:07 for 5K, and just hopefully she was off the track. Next up is Olivia McNulty. Olivia is also a 4-year senior. Olivia likes to complain a lot. But while she's complaining, she cares really, really badly about how good she does. And she always wants to be better. And so the complaining, I know when she's complaining, I know it's not a bad thing. I know she's just saying, I want to get better, I just don't like what you're making me do. She has had an outstanding 4 years, and it gets overlooked because sometimes there's other people around that maybe run a little bit faster, but she had a 23-second 3-mile PR and a 40-second 5K PR this year. As a senior girl, to be able to PR by that much every year to get better is amazing. I am definitely going to miss having her out, and maybe not the complaining, but some of the banter I am going to miss. Next up is Caitlin McNair. Caitlin is also a 4-year senior, and she was also thinking about not coming back, but we talked about it, and she decided she's going to come back and at least and finish, 4 years, finish what she started, and I'm really, really happy she did. She's been a big part of what we've done as a program here over the last 4 years, and has been part of the foundation that some of these freshmen are going to be running on, and has had amazing seasons in the past, and had not her best season this year, but I'm really proud of the success that she was able to have. She ran 20:36 this year for 3 miles and 22:39 for 5K, and I'm going to be missing her. Next up is Maggie Basinger. Maggie is also a 4-year senior, and this season was her best season. She didn't necessarily appear on the 3-mile, but where she was able to help us out all year was far better than it had been last year. She had a 15-second 5K PR. She was consistent all year, right where she needed to be. Always dependable, knowing when she was going to be there. And she had really great races toward the end of the season where she kind of forgot she was running and raced better than she thought she could. She doesn't believe me. I tell her she can sprint. She says, no, she can't. But I see it happen in races. I just wish I wanted to see it in practice sometimes. But we're going to definitely miss her as well. She ran 21:15 for 5K and 19:58 for 3 miles. Right, next up is Elisa. Elisa is also a 4-year senior, and Elisa has developed from someone who was a quiet freshman to still a quiet senior, but someone who the girls thoroughly love and respect, and she's been an amazing leader for them this year, and someone who has, I think, really contributed to the togetherness that we had on the girls' team, and I really do appreciate her being out all this year. Unfortunately, she was dealing with some hip pain toward the end of the year. She started out just amazing, and just the body said nope, and so she fought through it, and kept going, and kept going, and kept going, and just could not be more proud of this year she had. She ran 20:50 for 3 miles this year, and I'm definitely going to miss her too. Right, and last up, we have Carly Hayes. All right, Carly is also a 4-year senior. You can see there's a lot of them here. They come through and have really affected how this program has kind of grown and developed, and the success that we have is going to be because of what they were able to do this year, and Carly was a very big part of that. She was team captain this year. Again, her leadership along with Lisa, they did an amazing job with the girls doing things outside of practice, all kinds of stuff together. Just had an outstanding season. Started out great, unfortunately got really sick the last few races of the year. And Carly, if you've never seen her race, she will not stop. Will not stop, and I mean, we had started a long time ago with her falling down and passing out at one of the field. That she kept that going over the last 3 years, and we're gonna miss that just drive and just pounding herself and just doing the best she can. She ran a 3-mile PR 18:46 this year and 5K PR 2024. Again, outstanding season. She's gonna do this. All right, these are the varsity girls. If I can get the seniors to stay, all the other girls, you can go sit down.
Hey guys, okay, so we just wanted to do something really special for you guys because we love each and every one of you, and I think you did so much for our team this season especially, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity to bond with each of you and just get to know you guys, and we love you guys so much, so we wanted to do something special for you.
Okay, so what we did was we got each of the girls to write a note and decorate an index card, and then we got a little binder ring and linked all the cards together just to show our appreciation for all of you guys. Yeah, so also we hope that when you guys see what we wrote, that you guys realize that it's genuine, because I know it's like a common thing to say, we're going to miss you next year and it won't be the same without you, but it's really genuine, we really do mean it, because cross country is a sport where your teammates matter so much to you, so yeah.
All right, thank you. Varsity boys, come on up, please.